All right, happy July 3rd. Again, this workout, how the workout shift. Laura, I think you were the only one to do the afternoon class the other day. The noon and 3 is when it shifts to the next workout. So today's noon class will be what most people do on Monday. So this workout happened on Wednesday at noon and 3, and of course this morning. So we're going to get to work. We have the loop of legs we're going to do throughout the workout, which we've done before. So we have a leg loop. We'll do the things. Later on, we'll do a leg loop. We'll do the things. We'll do a leg loop. Just want to give you a heads up. There is a fun finisher, and fun is spelled F-U-N-C-T-I-O-N-A-L. Functional. We have a functional finish. So if you start logging off because of what we're doing, just say goodbye. You'll see. Anyhow, loop of legs. Is this magical? No, it's not magical. We're going to do our 10 stationary reverse lunges, our regular squats, blah, 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 blah. It isn't big. Later on, it's hopefully heavier. We actually have 2 major upper body circuits. We have 2 ab circuits. We have 3 leg loops, and we have a fun finisher. Ready? 10 stationary reverse lunges. Go. Load the front non-moving leg. We have gone through so many educational pieces. And I want to brag a little bit. Those are things that aren't really thought about when you work out. The pulling yourself up. The vertical motion of the workout. It's what I always look for when you guys are doing your lunges. Your toes are always able to wiggle, so you're pushing through the flat of your feet. Those little things I want you thinking about. 10 regular squats. Although you guys are leg studs, we do legs all the time. I want more hips. I want more glutes. I want more posture. And I want you to know that it's a leg exercise, not a back exercise. 10 regular squats. Remember, we will do these again later on. 3 times today, hopefully increasing load. Alternating stiff-legged deadlifts. You are balancing, you are lengthening, and you are pulling yourself up. If you think about that vertical aspect of the exercise, it should help you center yourself, and so you don't lose your balance. A lot of people think about their other leg, and they think about the thing in front of them. Then you're going to lose your balance more. Center yourself. Think about the vertical component of the exercise as you pull yourself up. Wide squats. That's considered a superset. You had a hamstring glute exercise on your stiff-legged deadlifts, and now you have a hamstring glute exercise on your wide squats. Supersets are doing 2 or more exercises in a row involving the same muscle group. Again, we will do these again later. 10 stationary forward lunges. Step, load, push. Remember, I'm never going to say low. You guys have never heard me say go lower. Mama D, go lower. No, I want you to load, push. Stationary forward lunge is a pushing yourself back quad glute exercise. More muscles do turn on, potentially more joints could get irritated, which is why we don't start with them. We do them after we've done some stuff. Narrow squats. Again, there is another superset, another quad focused exercise. Hips, 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 glutes, they're always turning on. Eyes for your posture and thighs. It's a leg exercise, not a back exercise. And again, I apologize if I get a little huffy puffy. I'm 4,000 feet in the air. This morning I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. We're going to do those legs again later. However, we're going to do 6 more things that you won't do again later. 1 set of 10 standing scissors. Ready, set, go. We're going to do our standing scissors just 1 time. And I want to lengthen your posterior muscles. I want to get that body moving a little bit. Little blood flow and heart rate. I'm not worried about what we're doing next. I just want a little bit more warmth. You'll have your standing runners. Mobility. There's a little more mobility. There's some rotation. There's activation. You guys are so limber and loose, don't knee yourself in the nose. Elbows to knees, not knees to nose. 1 set of 10 Jack LaLannes. This is considered a stretching exercise. It's a dynamic flexibility exercise. You gotta get up. You gotta get up before you can get down. What goes up in the fitness world is always able to consistently and effectively go back down. So many people get excited about getting the reps done, they forget they need to go all the way up. We're going to do 1 set of scissors, runners, and swimmers. You won't do them again today. Again, I just want to be a little bit warmer to start our day. 10 sit-up scissors is more abs than your standing scissors. 10 sit-up scissors. Legs straight, arms straight, torque, leverage, work hard, play hard. 10 sit-up scissors. We do have plenty of abs today. We have plenty of upper body today. We've got some legs today, and we have a nice little finish to the day. Runners, again, runners laying down is a little more abs, although it looks so similar. Rotation, activation, mobility, breathe on your 10 runners. And then swimmers, you're either on your hands and knees or you're laying on your stomach. I like to do a little bit of both. One is more motion, more mobility, balance, good activation. They're both good for you. Lying on your stomach could yield more contraction. So you're thinking more muscular contraction on your stomach. When you do get done, clear up your space. We've got some bis and tris coming your way. We'll then do a formal ab circuit. You'll see, you're going to love today in my personal opinion. Your biceps. I'm going to assume, which is unfair, that everybody has dumbbells, and so they're going to do 10 total alternating heavy biceps. But if you don't have dumbbells and you have a thing to hold, you're just always going to do 10 biceps. Okay, so it's always 10 alternating biceps preferred. Your triceps, you can do dips, you can do kickbacks, you can do overheads, you can do any triceps. They're going to be 30 down by 5. Do I want you going fast? No. Do I want you going at your own pace? Yes. But I want you to kind of be close to me. There is nothing else. There is no legs in the circuit. There's no abs. Always 10 total alternating biceps, 5 each side, unless you only have the one tool like a TRX or barbell or kettlebell or plate. 10 biceps, and then you're going to do 30 triceps, whether it's dips, kickbacks, overheads, skull crushers with a bar or TRX. But I want you to go at your pace. That doesn't mean I want you going fast. I just don't want you to take very many breaks. So don't wait for me. Now, if you get ahead, make sure you're getting ahead of us because you don't take breaks. You don't get ahead of us by lifting fast. That is not the idea. So don't confuse my message by saying I want you going at your own pace. I just don't want you to take breaks. So it's 10 biceps, 30 triceps. 10 biceps, 25 triceps. 10 biceps, 20 triceps. 10 biceps, 15 triceps. So it's arms and arms and arms. And maybe you get a little bit of a heart rate and intensity and a burn. So I am starting round 2. It is okay if you're not there yet. Don't stop doing what you're doing to keep up. That is not the message I'm trying to send. Always 10 total alternating biceps. Your triceps are 30 down by 5. You can do dips, you can do kickbacks, you can do overheads. Now you could do narrow push-ups, but you might have that option later. Narrow push-ups is more of a tricep than it is a chest. Moral of the story is I'm looking for your arms. I'm actually not looking for your chest or back or shoulders right now. So there's a touch of pace, and pace comes from less rest or minimal rest. Pace does not come from, ooh, I'm going to beat Chris on the way to 25. I'm going to go faster. No, not the idea. You're going to take a big deep breath. If you are there, round 3 is your 10 total biceps and your 20 triceps. If you're not there, don't stop doing what you're doing. This is your workout. Now, yes, I am wearing the tank for a little hot day today. Tutor said my arms were looking a little skinny, so I wanted to show him that my arms are not looking skinny, Tutor. Right? 10 total biceps. We're thinking summertime is here. We're thinking reps are going down on the triceps. We're on our 20 triceps. But the real reason we're wearing a tank top today is because it's hot. It's going to be 85. It's already warm. 20 triceps is round 3. We have not done this arm circuit on this end of our 14th week together. Now we've done similar components, but I haven't just said, give me some arms, rock and roll. So you take a big deep breath. Now when I say I want you burning, I want your arms burning. I'm not looking for your wrists or your elbows or your shoulders. Round 4 is 10 total biceps, 15 on your triceps. My intent on this, you get a little bit of pace. You don't have to think too much. You're working hard. We have everything going on today. We're working. Round 5. Now, it is okay if you're not there. You know, I'm going to loiter a little bit as this circuit ends. Round 5 is your 10 total biceps, your 10 on your triceps. Remember, pace and actual lifting rep is based on the weight you are using, the workout space you're in, and even the type of tool that is different than the weight you're using. If you're doing TRX tricep skull crushers, that is a slower, harder exercise versus kickbacks or dips. So the type of tool, the weight you're using, the space you're in, your excitement to just do arms. We don't have to get up and down off the ground. Oh yeah. It's Friday. It's July 3rd. The second half of the year is here. Let's do it. Round 6, last round of arms. 10 total alternating biceps for the last time. My intent of doing arms now is I wanted them fresh so you could beat up your biceps and triceps. When we get to our circuit later on of chest, back, shoulders, I'm hoping your arms are tired so you actually use your chest, back, shoulders. But it's also catch-22. Your hands and arms can be too tired. So just to let you know, there is a reason for it. When you are done with this arm circuit, we're going to be on the ground for some abs that we have done many times. The last couple workouts, I've asked for perfect abs. I'm not saying to skew far from that. But perfect abs were no momentum, C curve of spine, activation, vertical components, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to go away from it, but we do have 100 abs coming your way. We have 5 different 20s. We've done it before. We're going to do the reversed order on later on. So I don't need perfect, but I also don't want you flopping around either. 20 sit-ups. We will do it later on in the reversed order, so you'll finish your sit-ups later on. 20 sit-ups. Now I don't need true perfection because that'll slow it down a little too much. So I don't mind a little bit of momentum versus perfect sit-ups was no momentum. I still always want you to think about sitting up. I don't really ever want you to sit in. You should always have a C curve of your spine because you have a bunch of vertebrae that move. And it should be an ab exercise. So we don't skew too far away from it. But we went through them so you could really think about it and acknowledge that you don't have to do a lot of abs to get your abs. You know, hey Chris, I do 50 push-ups and 100 sit-ups every day. Cool, let's slow it down and do it right and maybe cut it in half and feel that burn. After your 20 sit-ups, remember, it's okay if you're not there. You've got your toe touches. Legs are up on your toe touches. If you get lower back, bend your knees a little bit, but I still want your thighs perpendicular to the ground. So there's that vertical component. Your legs are straight up, and you are sitting up on your 20 toe touches. And breathe, and breathe, and breathe on those 20 toe touches. Now we've done these things before. Today is going to sound like we're getting a lot of work done because we just keep moving. But there's some repetitiveness when we redo these legs and abs. Reverse crunches is the third one. Now don't stop doing what you're doing to get there. You know we're going to loiter. Reverse crunches. We've talked about it 100 times. Your legs are moving because your abs. Cool. If you get lower back, you can either go hands under your buns. That'll help flatten the curve. You could slightly bend your knees, but don't bend and straighten. That's a quad exercise. If you're getting too many hips because we're doing all of these abs, it's okay to cross your legs, but I would want you to mix up your legs that are crossed. So there's lots of different things you can do to make sure you're using your abs, especially on circuits like this where it's all abs. 20 reverse crunches. Your legs are moving because of your abs. Take a big deep breath. V-ups. Well, if you can't or don't do V-ups, go back and do sit-ups again or toe touches again. Or if you have a stability ball, you can do stability ball sit-ups. V-ups, whether you're on the ground or bench. If you can't or don't, you can do a stability ball sit-up. Or you can go back and do your regular sit-up or toe touch. Just acknowledge that V-ups was meant to be the biggest, hardest. I can't say the most muscles. That's not fair. I want you to think about all the things that happen on a V-up. It's kind of like regular squat and regular leg press. Although they're meant to be very similar, one just has more load potential. One is a safer position to increasing load. Blah, 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 blah. It's Friday. Let's do this thing. Supermans. I really don't want swimmers, but if you have to do swimmers, you can do swimmers. Supermans is the everything up. Upper back, middle back, lower back, glutes. Remember, it's always going to be less motion. Your spine doesn't move a lot that direction, but it is supposed to move unless you have fused discs or a rod in your back. So give me the motion you can give me. Upper back, middle back, lower back, glutes. There are other training tools of just your right arm. just your left arm, just your right leg, just your left leg. And I might touch on those next week, because when I give Supermans, I'm under the impression that most you can do them, because I know all of you. After those 20 Supermans, clear out your space. And of course, if you're not there yet, that's okay. I'm going to loiter about 30 seconds. We're going to do the same leg loop, but I would like it to be heavier. No matter what, whether you have 1 dumbbell, 2 dumbbells, it would be nice if it was heavier than earlier. Now we will do a 3rd loop later on, and I would like that to be the heaviest. But if you're able to go heaviest now, go heaviest now. If you have the skills and ability, let's do it now. When you're ready, mix up how you're holding the weights. 10 stationary reverse lunges. We did it earlier. You are loading the leg that is not moving. The moving leg is not the working leg. The non-moving leg is pulling you up. 10 total stationary reverse lunges. I am holding my weight up. You're able to hold your weight or weights down. Regular squats, I do want your weights up no matter what, because when your weight is down outside, it might pull your knees in. If the weights are inside, it might push your legs out. So I do want those weights up on a regular squat. 10 regular squats. A lot of hips, a lot of booty, a lot of eyes, a lot of thighs. And remember, we're not in a hurry. We are strength training. Alternating, balancing, lengthening. Remember, I'm hoping it's heavier than earlier. It's okay if you're not. If you center yourself with that mindset of the vertical component of the exercise, hopefully that helps out with your balance. Hips, all the motions coming from your hips. Glutes, they should always turn on. Eyes is for your posture. I don't want you looking down even though you are going down. You're always looking in front of you. Wide squats. I do want the weight down on wide squats. Now the weight up is awesome. You can get more core, but if you get too much core activation, it won't let your hips move, and then you lose the motion of the exercise. So weight down on the wide squat is actually a little more beneficial when you're talking about the exercise of wide squats, flexibility squats, hamstrings and glutes. Big deep breath, stationary forward lunges. Remember, the weight can be up or the weight or weights can be down. If you only have that single weight, you would want to mix up your hands occasionally. 10 stationary forward lunges is a pushing exercise. I like it. I like it. After your 10 stationary forward lunges, narrow squats. Now remember, my intent wasn't that we're huffy puffy, crazy, breathy, squeezy. However, when you do 6 consecutive sets of legs, and whether your rest is minimal or longer, you might get a little heart rate. But the intent is that you're using your leg muscles, quads, hammies, glutes, and maybe it was heavier than earlier. I hope it was heavier than earlier. When those legs are done, you could potentially be on the ground this whole circuit. So get your space ready to be on the ground. We could be on the ground the whole circuit. That'd be kind of up to you. And of course, I want to give everybody a chance to get caught up. So if I can have an ear as you finish off your legs and you get your space ready. You're either going to lay on the ground, I am. You can lay on a bench or you can lay on a ball. Now, whatever you want to lay on, you probably want to stick to that for the most part of the circuit. We're going to be doing, pretend I'm laying down, chest fly and lat pullover. I rarely give this combo. You've done fly and press, and you've done pullover and press. But we're going to do the fly and pullover. My worry is that your hands and arms get tired because it's a lot of pulling. So you need to relax your hands. Pretend I'm laying down. Fly and pull over. It's going to take a while. You're going to do 30 total movements or 15 revolutions. Whether you're laying on the ground, you're laying on a bench, or you're laying on a ball. 30 total movements. When you get done, I'll talk about your 10 rep combo. So it's going to sound like earlier, but it is a little different. So I'm laying on the ground. You can lay on anything you want to lay on. When you do your chest flies, you're thinking shoulder blades cause the width of the exercise, so it slows you down, and it's a pulling chest exercise. When you do your lat pullovers, you are reaching and elongating and pulling with your lats. Both exercises require a lot of thought. Both exercises have a significant pulling component and a lengthening component. And if you give up on that, you're going to hurt something. So don't give up on it mentally or physically. Chest fly is pulling, slow, big, wide. Lat pullover is pulling, reaching, elongating, and rotating. So there's a lot going on. If you're on the ball or a bench, you're going to get a little more motion on these exercises. If you're on the ground, it's still good for you. It's actually a training tool for the width that you can have. So, take your time as you do your 30 total movements. That's 15 revolutions. And if you can think slow and wide and long and reaching, hopefully it helps out. When you do your 10 push, you can either stay in your position and do chest press, you can turn over and do push-ups, or you can sit tall or stand tall and do shoulder press. Only and always 10. So this kind of sounds like earlier. We're going to do only upper body this circuit. Your pulling reps go down by 6 total movements. So the next round is 24 total movements. Your push is always 10. But I really want to challenge you on the slow pulling, the long lengthening and reaching, and the push can be smooth and burning. So take your time. Round 2, 24 total pulling reps, always 10 pushing reps. I do want you to slow this down. The arm circuit should have burnt, like you should have been a lot of burn, like, oh my gosh, my arms. This circuit should have a little more fatigue, and I hope you really think about the muscle contraction. You can still burn because of the pushing exercise, but you might find a little more fatigue because of all the pulling. Chest flies. Shoulder blades cause the width of the exercise, and you're pulling. Lat pullovers. Your shoulder blades still move. However, you need to focus on the reaching and elongating. 24 total movements, 12 revolutions, steady, long, consistent. Your pushing is always 10. Whether you stay in position and do chest presses, whether you roll over and do push-ups, or you sit tall or stand tall and do shoulder presses, your pushing is always 10. So like earlier, I do want you to go at your own pace. However, you really shouldn't get that far ahead on this type of circuit. It's big, it's slow, they are longer motions. Earlier was meant to have a little zest and a little spice. And I'm not talking about your Cajun spice, I'm talking about your workout spice. So we're working. We are way into this workout. Round 3. I'm not saying you should be there, but if you are there, it's 18 total movements with your 10 push. I'm loitering to make sure we're all kind of in the same spot. I don't mind if you're a little ahead because of lack of rest. Round 3. Whether you have changed what you lay on or not, that's up to you. Laying on the bench and ball would give you more motion. Laying on the ground is a training tool, so it's trustier and safer when you're going to work on the width and the length of the exercise. Both positions, all positions are good. It's a slow, long movement. 18 total movements. Always 10 push. Any of the pushes you want. Again, rhythmically, it's similar to earlier. Durationally, maybe a little bit longer. Bigger, slower, longer, bigger muscles. All those wonderful things. So round 3, 18 total pulling reps. Always 10 pushing. Whether you do chest press, push-ups, shoulder press. You already did your triceps earlier. Only your chest, your shoulders, and triceps can push. Ah, yes. Steady, consistent, effective. Chest flies, slow and wide. Lat pullovers, long and reaching. That will dwindle. That pushing is always going to burn. And as you get to it quicker each round, it's going to burn a little more. Round 4. I'm not saying you should be there, but pace says we're probably close. Round 4 is your 12 total pulling reps. Steady, long, mean. Then you're going to have your 10 push. Round 4, 12 total pulling reps. Always 10 push. And if you're magically on round 5, A, slow it down a little bit. B, you'd be on 6 total pulling with your 10 push. And maybe if you are on round 5, do a couple extra reps so you can let everybody else get caught up. You're not in trouble. Just want you to slow down those movements. Round 4, 12 total pulling, always 10 pushing. Again, there should be more fatigue because of the pulling. Hands and arms and even shoulders might get a little tired. The burn will always come from pushing. You'll always burn more while pushing. Muscle fibers tend to be a little shorter and they grab early and often. You don't have to lengthen them as much as a pulling exercise. Round 5, if you're there, you've got your 6 total pulling reps and your last 10 pushing reps. If you are already done, feel free to do the one more set. You might as well. 6 total pulling reps. And then you have your last set of 10 pushing reps. Round 5. When you do get done, I'm not saying you should be there by any stretch of the imagination, but when you do get done, stay on the ground. We're going to be doing the same abs, reversed order. Then we'll do the loop of legs one more time. And then there's a fun finisher. Laura, don't tell them what the fun finisher is, because you heard about it on Wednesday. You were baby Bjorn, so you weren't able to do it. So that round 5 was your 6 total pulling reps. You're always 10 pushing reps. And in about 30-ish seconds, we're going to start the same abs, reversed order. Why? You're going to start with Supermans, and you're going to be really fresh. You're going to do V-ups, and you wouldn't be on your 4th set like you were on the last time. But when you finish with the sit-ups, you're going to have to work harder than you did earlier. Remember, there's always adjustments, and you're always going to hear the other things you can do. So, you're going to shake it off. We're going to be on the ground, hopefully 5-ish minutes with the abs. We're going to do those legs one more time. If you got to go, you got to go. If not, there's a fun finisher. Here we go. Upper back, middle back, lower back, glutes. 20 Supermans. You are a little more fresh than earlier, so I want you to stay focused. Plus, you did all the upper body, so your upper body might feel a little bit heavy. You might feel like your arms are tired, even though you don't use your arms. They're there, and you have to lift them up. Supermans. There is spine mobility, but I want you to think more strength training versus swimmers. The mobility of swimmers. Good for you. Still muscle building, but a lot more contraction on a swimmer or Superman. V-ups. Remember, if you can't do V-ups, you can be on the bench or ground. You have your stability ball sit-ups, and you can even do your sit-ups or toe touches, knowing that they're still coming your way, but you're going to have 3 leg hip motion exercises in a row. You have the Supermans, you have the V-ups, and you have the reverse crunches. Going in this order, you might get those hips popping in, so I will remind, not popping, but coming into play. So I will remind you of the mindset and the adjustments behind reverse crunches. And again, 5 different 20s. We're just gonna go in reversed order. You're nice and slow and nice and big. Remember, on the live version, you can't push pause, but you can push mute and do you, okay? Reverse crunches. Now your legs and hips might be a little tired, and earlier I gave you some mental adjustments. You can go hands under your buns if you need to. That helps keep your back flat. You can have a slight knee bend, but don't bend and straighten. And or you can cross your legs. The littlest changes go a long ways when you want to keep it out of your back and your hips because you're trying to do abs. So it's almost a mindset game. Can you trick your body into making subtle changes so you get your abs more efficiently? Again, that's Superman's 20, V-ups 20, reverse crunches 20. That burn should kick in. And then it's toe touches 20. Now you got to keep those tired, heavy legs and hips up. So you're going to burn even more. And you got to breathe on those toe touches. Breathe. It's not a lot of motion, but because of the order, you're probably, quote unquote, feeling your lower abs more because your hips are tired and you got to work a little harder. 20 toe touches. And remember, it's okay if you're not there. Superman's 20, V-ups 20, reverse crunches 20, keep it out of your hips, keep it out of your back. Toe touches 20, get that burn going. And then sit-ups. Remember, there is the big version of sit-ups, and then there's a little version of sit-ups. I just don't like to say crunches, because then I see the whole head, neck thing. So whether you do a big sit-up or a little sit-up, you are thinking about the vertical component of the exercise. Your abs are tired. This is your 10th set of them, not counting the scissors, runners, swimmers earlier. And you're finishing this loop with a big, hard sit-up. So it might need to be a little smaller on your sit-up. 20 sit-ups. I'm burning. Holy smokes. And everybody has different skill levels and strengths and abilities. Mobility of spine and hips. Flexibility of the muscles around your hips and back. Posterior muscles. More of an issue on the flexibility. You have your activation of your anterior muscles, right? Your abs. Unfortunately, your hips. Now, if you're still doing abs, awesome. Pat yourself on the back, you're focused. But when you are ready, I want your heaviest set of legs. We might have different spots. When you're ready, 10 stationary reverse lunges. I haven't started yet, so let me know when you're ready. It's 10 stationary reverse lunges. Your 10 regular squats are the first 2. Remember, if you're not there yet, that's okay. I'm going to talk you through it. It's your last, heaviest set of the day. 10 stationary reverse lunges. That front leg is the loaded leg. It's pulling you up. There is a fun finisher. I know we're almost out of time. If you have that time, and you'll see if you have that intent, I do want you to stick around. It's Friday. You've got your 10 regular squats. Hips, hips, hips. Glutes, glutes, glutes. I do want your weights up. Posture and breathe on your 10 regular squats. So it's stationary reverse lunges, slow and heavy. Regular squats, slow and heavy. It's okay if you need to take your time. You'll have your alternating stiff-legged deadlifts. You'll have your wide squats. I'm not saying it so you go faster. In fact, if you're just getting going, 10 stationary reverse lunges. I'm hoping it's your heaviest set of the day. 10 regular squats. You're slow. You're going to need to rest your hands and arms. 10 stiff-legged deadlifts. Heavy pulling reps. 10 wide squats. There's your superset. Involved, focused, breathing. You'll have your stationary forward lunges and your narrow squats. But I'm not in a hurry. I don't want you in a hurry. I hope it's heavy. Remember, I'm huffing and puffing, partly because this isn't easy, but partly because I'm up here in the mountains on a nice, beautiful Friday morning. Again, stationary reverse lunges, regular squats, alternating stiff-legged deadlifts, wide squats. I did switch up the orders a tiny bit. That way you could focus on your hips moving a lot, your glutes always turning on. You have your pulling hamstrings. You have your pushing quads. You've got your mobility, your flexibility. So there's reasons these all go together. Then you snuck in some supersets with your hamstring combos, your quad combos. Stationary reverse lunge to regular squats. Alternating stiff-legged deadlifts to wide squats. Stationary forward lunges to your narrow squats. I'm going to start talking about the fun finisher. If you gotta leave, you gotta leave. I get it. We have hit our time perfectly like normal, right? Oh yeah. But if you have to leave, you have to leave. We have a 5-rep challenge. It was 10, but I changed a couple things based on pace and skills and ability. 5 reps. If you remember Sam, previous colleague of mine, great person, we took an exercise called Man Makers, which you can Google. A very, very intense exercise. Most of you have done it. A really hard exercise. We changed the name to Sam Makers. The simple, smooth version of Man Makers. I didn't say easier. I just said the smoother version. So as you finish up your legs, I'm going to slowly go through these a couple times. All you have to do is 5. That's it. But here is a Sam Maker. Stiff-legged deadlift. Hamstrings, hamstrings, booty, booty, booty. Now don't give up so it gives out. There's your stiff-legged. Now you're going to walk your feet back. Push up. Row, row, legs in, legs in, legs in. Now you gotta engage, come up out of your squat, and then now you have your lunge, curl, and your lunge, curl. That is 1. You only have to do 5. I know Harini might be posting up her lawn chair watching this. Harini, let's do it, baby. So I'm gonna do it again. Stiff-legged deadlift, hamstrings, glutes, don't give up. Get back, push up, row, row, walk your feet in, walk your feet in. You gotta engage, come up out of it. Stationary lunge, either one, lunge, curl, lunge, curl. You only have to do 5. I know it takes time, but you gotta stay focused. Hamstrings, glutes, posture, hamstrings, glutes, posture. Don't give up. Get down, push up, row, row, feet in, feet in, feet in, engage, up, lunge, curl, lunge, curl. I'm gonna do one more, 5 total reps. Hamstrings, booty, posture, get down, get back, push up, row, row. Walk your feet in, walk your feet in, walk your feet in, engage, lunge, curl, lunge, curl. I use the word encapsulating. It literally gets everything. You've got your lengthening component, you've got hammies, glutes, posture, core. We took away the impact of the man maker, which had the burpee version of that. You've got your renegade row, the push-up row row. That exists for both. More core, muscles, pushing, pulling. Then you bring your feet in. That should be tough. There's mobility. There's flexibility. We're putting it all together. And you still gotta stay engaged. You still have to stay engaged. And then you get up, because you guys get out of bed every single day. And then you have a lunge and curl that you've done before. There's your up body, lower body, pushing, pulling, core balance. We took away the curl press. Man makers have a lunge, lunge, curl press. So we take that away. Again, the simple, smooth version of man makers. I didn't say easier. Happy Friday. Happy July 3rd. Work hard, play hard.